Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. This is Rob Thomas, your Everything Microsoft Enterprise Cloud Architect. And today we're going to dig into how to create a budget in Microsoft Azure. All right. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsor. All right, we want to thank Enterprise Software Solution, the software dudes. These guys are great. I highly recommend them for all of your Microsoft SQL Server, Azure 365 Copilot, Power BI, Dynamics, and SharePoint products. You can see here they work with some great customers. I highly recommend them. I work with them. These guys are great. When you get stuck, you need help, by all means, you want to reach out to this team and they will help make you successful. All right, so let's get back to creating a budget in Microsoft Azure. And budgets are really, really important, right? Especially we did a previous video where I showed you how to create your free account for 30 days, and then you move from the 30-day free account into an account that's going to be pay-as-you-go. And one of the things you want to do is control, like once you get to the pay-as-you-go, you're going to need to be able to set budgets and control your ability to get alerts to see if you're getting out of your budget. And so I'm saying that they just give like a real life example of how to create a budget in Microsoft, right? So in other words, right, if you want to keep your cloud costs under control and avoid unexpected bills, this is for you. This is for all of us. As an Azure budget helps you track your spending and sets alerts when you're approaching or exceeding your limits. It doesn't stop your services. It simply keeps you informed so you can act before costs get out of hand. Again, I want to say budgets are super, super important. All right. Without further ado, let's log into the portal and go to our home screen, and let's go ahead and get started. So if I go here, so I'm gonna back out because it was already in there, and you can see here, as I said, if you start putting it in here, it'll start showing up as your bottom services. But you probably want to, budgets are going to be cost management, right? So you want to put in cost, right? And you'll go here and you get it, you get it there. If you get stuck and you're like, I don't know if that's worse, you can even put in budgets, right? It'll show you budgets, right? But if I click on budget, it'll take me to cost management. If you see here, it's like, boom, it'll take me right here to cost management. So just kind of give you some cool ways to navigate. So I can go here, but I'm supposed to put it in cost and then just go to cost management. All right, we're doing this live. This is super fun. All right, now we're in we get there. Now you can see we need to set the scope and tell Azure, what the subscription will be billing. All right, so I will click the root management group and then the cloud II and then development. So in other words, let's get there. I need to change the scopes. Two ways to do this. You can go here, change scope right here, right? And then I can click on backing out here. I'm taking you kind of the long hard way. Click here, and it's here, AI cloud, right? And then click on development, and then click that, and then click select. That's how I can change the scope here. I could also go back, like it doesn't matter where I'm at. Let's say I was in the scope here. I could just basically, actually I think it's actually overview, so it doesn't matter. But I want to go here and click change, right? So you see the scope right there. If I click that change, show me here too. So I can go in here. And then I'm like, oh, shoot, where is it? So I'll back out. When you come in here, it'll show it like this. I just was kind of fooling around in here. I could click this, click that, click development because I have my subscription there. Click that, and then click select. Boom, I'm done. All right. So now I'm in my cost management. And, we selected that. Now on the left-hand side, let's click on budgets because what we want to do is create a budget, right? So in the budget, you can see here, I could do some searches. We're not covering all that. This is super quick, kind of show you how things work. I'm going to click add right there. All right, now I'm on budget. Now I'm where I want to be. And I want to be able to, you'll see the configure scope at the top. And if you want to even be more specific, you can add a filter here, but leave it, broad for now. And then basically here, what I want to do is I want to, give it a name. And I want to name my budget details, right? So you can see I have my scope, my filter, all that other stuff. But I'll call it, my budget, right? It could be monthly, quarterly, annually. It used to be different like 2 years ago. We can see how they just simplified it. So we want to click monthly, right? Leave that the same. Let's scroll down, right? And we see, all right, so that looks good. I think I think we're good. So this way, Azure will track spending from the first day to the last day of each billing. So you can kind of see there. Now let's set our budget amounts. In my case, I'm setting, $10. So what I want to do is go in here and I'm going to say $10, right? So now I got that $10 ready to go. I need to set my alerts. That looks good. Let's click next, right? So now we're in my alerts. Now, one thing I like to do before I set alerts is, because it does something kind of weird in here, right? Because you want to go ahead and set actuals, right? And my first actual is going to be, I'll say 50%. And I don't know if you notice, let's just leave my actual groups there. And if I go back to actual again, you see that thing pops up. And that will kind of freak you out a little bit. And it's just because, your email address, right? So our Thomas at, I don't know, Glide City, let's say glidecity.com, right? So our Thomas at glidecity.com, or my official, let me just put my real email address in here. All right. So once I set that, I'm not going to get those, that thing here, but usually just set the actuals. You'll go in here and you'll say 75%, right? And then I'm going to go in here and do the same thing here. And then 100%, right? So that looks really good. So this is setting my alerts. I want to be notified at 50%, 75%, and 100% of my budget. So it's going to be at $5, $7.50, and then $10. Just say this is my budget. Or I can go back and just change that budget to like, $100 or whatever. But I'm just as a concept. Now, finally, let's review everything and let's click create. Everything looks good. Let's click create. It's validating. Voila. Oh my goodness. We did something that is super hard, which is super easy for us. We've successfully created a $10 budget for our subscription. That is freaking amazing. See this subscription? Remember, we set this up for a subscription. We set it up. We're rocking and rolling. All right. To recap, the key to set the scope, name our budget, define the rest period, set the amount, and configure alerts and create it. Setting budgets like this can really help you stay ahead of your costs, especially in fast-growing cloud environments. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more Azure, everything Microsoft tips. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.